Every single one of us, from sunup to sundown, engages with the arts. I mean, we wake up, we listen to music. We have art in our house, on our desktop background, on our computers, and on our phones. We read books. We listen to podcasts. We watch movies. We watch television. We watch plays. You know, it connects us, it binds us, and makes our world a better place.
I think that the connection between arts and creativity to everything that in its way is important to, particularly people in the United States, we want innovation, you want invention. You can't have that without creativity.
I think it's really time for us as humans to embrace the arts as a real, powerful tool to meet our neighbors, to build connections in areas where we may not understand each other. And it's a healing power, it's a uniting power.
APTA plays such a great role in really bringing us together and giving us collective power, right? But then also this idea to advocate broadly, to really understand how to advocate to legislators. That's very important. That's not information we get every day, right? So all of that. I feel like APTA is positioned perfectly to really be able to unite the arts in America.
I see Americans for the Arts as, the people who are right there on the ground in Washington, D.C., the people who can provide the information, good data and so on.
Using the arts and creative ideas. And when I'm talking to legislators about this, or anybody that doesn't really understand what I'm saying, it's like you actually learned your alphabet to a song by Mozart. Why can't you learn how the solar system works to a creative movement dance, right? Like there's so many ways that we can tap our creativity in other parts of our brain to advance education across all different categories.
Since I was a really young girl in Sudan, there has been a lot of issues politically, religiously, and the arts have always been the common language. I learned how to love it in school, in my, just playing around in Sudan with words. So I became a poet really young on, expressing my love or frustration through the advocacy of using poetry. So to me, it comes from a place that when we're frustrated, there is a way to communicate. And the arts give us so many different means of showing who we are, our history, and where we want to be in the future.
The power of advocacy, right, is helping people that maybe don't always know how a bill becomes a law or how advocacy works, like access that power. And there's just so much potential we have as leaders in the arts advocacy space to help people understand how they can share their individual story about what it's like owning a creative business or being an artist or being an art educator, and share that with our elected officials at the right time with the right key talking points. And so there's a lot of power in that.
I've been involved with Americans for the Arts for over 30 years, and it has been a very important organization for me. It has been an organization that I have partnered with, that I have advised and has advised me.
Well, in Washington State specifically, the creative economy makes up 10.8% of our state's GDP. We are number one in the nation. And a huge reason for that is because of the video game sector. And that is a great example, I think, of how innovation and creativity combine. That's not just the traditional arts sector, but they employ artists such as voiceover actors and musicians and singers, as well as the more creative and digital minds who do digital artwork and coding and stuff like that. So I think that's just a great example of how innovation and creativity are inextricably linked.
The arts should be thought of as a national asset. It's one of my favorite expressions, supported and cultivated by everyone within the country. The release of our Arts and Economic Cluster's sixth study, the largest of its kind, provides strong case-making evidence and tools, by the way, we need to generate more private and public investments in the arts and drive more strategic public policies at the national, state, and local levels.
We're here today to make sure that we get this data out to the decision makers, that we will work, Susan and I, with all our colleagues to make sure that we fund robustly the National Endowment for the Arts, the National Endowment for the Humanities, and the Institute for Museum and Library Sciences.
The arts support nearly 2.6 million jobs, from artists themselves to the employees, restaurants, shops, and other businesses that are near venues. So when we invest in the arts, we're investing in our communities.
Arts, they bring us joy, they bring us inspiration, they beautify our cities and towns, but the fact is, they're businesses, they're an industry, $151.7 billion industry that supports 2.6 million jobs in this country. The arts aren't just nice, they're necessary.
We have the largest population of one of the largest Jewish populations and one of the largest Arab American populations. And arts may be one of the very few ways right now, with all the anger and the division. Music, letting it soothe you, finding the commonness is about one of the only things right now that can bring decades of work that's falling apart together. Fight for the arts. They matter.